welcome back to Top Rope Rally episode 120. The list.
That does not miss.
Part 4. Don't forget episode 130 is Facebook Live special.
Facebook Live. Don't forget it.
I won't.
Mark it down. Circle it.
We're going to talk about so much you're going to be tired of hearing about it.
That's true.
But let's talk about the Hall of Fame.
That's how you feel about it.
It's been a while since we've been to the Hall of Fame.
It has been quite a while, and these three are interesting.
We got to remember our Christmas special coming up. Not very long.
Ooh.
We got our big who's going in for the Top Rope Rally Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Gotta put your thinking cap on.
Thinking
back on.
Cap back on. But the might be. Let's start with might be.
The might be.
He's just been on WWE.com
yes.
for a Where Are They Now store.
Which is very surprising.
Yes, because you would think, because he's associated with Hulk Hogan, they would want to say, fire away.
And maybe they buried the hatchet too.
Yes, because I mean, them two. I mean, he was getting Hogan pictures and signing them himself.
Yeah.
When Hogan's signature is HH, I mean, it's kind of easy to do.
And you know this guy personally.
Right.
From WrestleCade, which we need to talk about that too.
I do. We do. We're almost out of time on that. You better hurry up.
The 500 names.
Better hurry. But anyway.
There might be. Who could probably go in next year, 2017.
It would not surprise me, especially on some of these that are on these Where Are They Nows, that they're talking to them again. You might see some of them in the next Hall of Fame.
Trying to get the feel, see how people feel about it.
They might be at the upcoming Hall of Fame. You never know.
But he was strutting.
He was cutting. He also liked the booty.
Yes.
He also was a man with no face.
Nope.
He was a man with no name.
He was a Zodiac.
He was a Zodiac. He was a disciple.
He was Brutus.
The Baba.
Beefcake.
Yes, he might go in.
He might go in. If the bridge has been repaired, I can see him.
Put him at the level of Coco.
I need a little more than Coco.
I'm saying if you can go in, if you're Coco, beware. I mean,
definitely.
You know, if he could get in, hey, there he is.
Take some pictures backstage, hug him, then say we're good. Show the ring off.
Exactly. No disrespect to Coco. I know y'all always hear me hating on that.
Boy, really? Like,
I really do. I just keep digging it in.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just saying.
Bird. Dude, the bird. Come on. How you hate that? It's Rich Swann.
Rich, that is not Rich Swann.
he's just missing a bird.
Don't disrespect him. He's missing a swan, ain't he? Ow!
What are you running for the WWE?
I'm telling you. Anyway, a swan that's golden because he's rich. Ayo! Anyway.
Okay.
So.
You want to talk about Brutus, or you got some more about Brutus?
Brutus is a rip-off! Anyway.
Can I take your $10? Okay.
After you take the picture.
Gotcha.
Can I take a picture with you? Oh, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go. Hey! You go to Walmart. That'd be $10, by the way. I'm like, for one of your 8x10s? Sure, I'll get you an 8x10. No, those are also $10. Because I had literally gone up to about 5 people before him. None of them charged me. Not bitter at all. That $10 could have went towards a lot more. Anyway. I mean, even Jim Cornette didn't even charge me. Lodi, talk to Lodi, he didn't charge me.
I'm glad he's not bitter, folks.
Tommy Young didn't charge me. The referee, remember him?
Yeah, he probably know you was in there.
What?
Where's my pudding?
Where's your what?
1, 2, 3. Where's my pudding?
Is that Bill Cosby?
Oh, people eat pudding?
That's
Applesauce?
horrible.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Not at all.
So Brutus Beefcake might go in.
I believe Brutus will go in. I would not be surprised to hear the music and him.
But I'm just saying, I think he is, he's still right around that level of Coco.
Go back around.
I'm just saying, because he's, honestly, and the fact that the person who inducted Coco was Honky Tonk Man, and he hasn't gone in yet!
That tells you something.
Come on! Which I don't know if he didn't accept the invitation, but my gosh, you accepted the invitation to induct somebody.
That's true.
At least return the favor and be like, hey, Coco, induct me. Which, it better not be Coco
No,
to induct Honky. It better be Jimmy Hart.
It needs to be Jimmy Hart.
The Colonel! Or the General, whatever his name was. Was he the Colonel?
He was the Colonel.
He was the Colonel!
DDP, he drove the pink come up.
He's not going to induct him, you weirdo. He inducts all the rehab people.
Sorry to all the rehab people out there who watch our show. Talk about me.
Oh.
He talks out of here.
It's pretty good though.
Which means left.
Sunny. She already went in. All the women inducted her. Sorry. Jake went in. Scott Hall went in. Who else is in the arena? Marty Jannetty!
Oh, he ain't going in.
He's not at all! No, he's not this week's not
No,
at
he's
all.
not this week's not at all. Somebody who's got a lawsuit against WWE because they got a brain damage. You know.
Let's just take all of you from the lawsuit, but not at all! Some of them already in, though.
I know, I was thinking about that.
Roll your animal. He's like, oh, I'm in the Hall of Fame now? Let me sue him.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But they're not at all this week at the Hall of Fame.
No.
Sabu.
The suicide. Homicide. Genocide.
Blaming WWE, even though I flew and hit my head so many times in ECW. And on the
went through barbed wire
yes.
and flaming tables and exploding matches.
But it's the
It's WWE's fault. Absolutely. He just got his hip surgery, by the way. The GoFundMe page, it finally, he got enough. He got enough to get his surgery. Woo! So, at least it proves he got the surgery, because a lot of people were trying to say he's going to take the money from the GoFundMe and go get drugs. He might be like, well, I need $30,000, but I only need $15 for the surgery. And the other $15,000.
Pay RVD back.
That's right. He has the loan for
He's
the
coming
weed.
like this. RV needs weed.
He might get his weed from Sean Morley,
He may.
who is, instead of Chief Morley, he's Chief Cannabis. Cannabis. I think that's how you say it, right? Yes. So anyway, not at all. Sabu, ECW legend, that guy. If there was an ECW Hall of Fame, sure, why not? WWE Hall of Fame, not so much.
No. Can you imagine that speech?
This is it, right? That's the speech. Quiet guy, though. I saw him at a signing. Quiet.
Pretty high.
Oh! I didn't say that.
You can say that.
I did not say that. So if you watch
think
those...
You think he was?
I don't know. He was very polite, though. I will say that. He didn't seem hungry.
A lot of drugs don't make you hungry.
That's true. He wasn't high on the weed. He was paranoid. Who's talking to me?
I can hear the trees.
The trees. And he's inside the building. Ah. There's a mouse over there.
So you know.
Inside the wall. 5 layers in.
Yes.
I know exactly where he's at. But anyway.
Okay, this is the Hall of Fame ripping on people. This is like a, I can't think of it.
This is the...
a roast.
Roast, that's the word
Yes,
for it.
it's a Hall of Fame roast, yes.
So I was about to say, the people where they sit in the chair and they get made fun of. Yes, that thing. Yes, that's what we do. We roast people.
We do.
Anyway.
And there should be, which probably will be.
Come on, if he's not, there's something wrong with the system.
I'm like 75% sure he's going to go in.
75%?
Yeah.
He's been employed for like 40 years.
But he's going to get done first.
No,
Officially
you know,
done.
Flair was still a wrestler. The night before he went in the Hall of Fame, before he retired.
But this guy ain't no Flair.
Hey, man.
Well, he's more of an Ole Anderson.
I thought you were going Coco again. Anyway.
You're Hey Coco.
Yes, anyway.
Okay.
He is a former world champion. Former ECW champion. The ECW that didn't matter.
Yes.
Former tag team champion, I believe. The heck was that noise? Anyway.
He's a former tag team champion.
Sound like somebody was... I think he is. He was in the Nation of Domination. I think they were tag champs at one time. Anyway. You'll have to check it out.
I will, but I don't think
He may not be. He might be now that I said it, though. He might become tag team champion. Was he ever Intercontinental champion? I hope not. He might have been European champion. That was back in his day.
Yeah.
It was back in his day. Come on, y'all.
Hardcore. Everybody who it's more like who didn't hold the hardcore.
Right. Or Charles Robinson was a hardcore champion. Anyway. So, no, I don't think he was him. But anyway. But should be. I mean, he's been there literally, I think, 20 years he's been hired.
Oh, yeah.
With them. He's hardly ever used, but he's hired.
That's what they need.
Boy, got a check. He got a check now.
Well, those table for three, pretty much all three of them are hardly ever used anymore.
Which, that's the way they need to be.
Yes.
It's the way Big Show always should have been used. Big Show should have been used like Andre.
Special attraction.
Like Brock. You don't have Big Show every week. Nope. Facing Spike Dudley losing.
And then crying about it, then being mean, then crying about it, then being mean, and then crying, then being mean, and then crying, riding the coffin, crying, being mean,
riding the
crying.
coffin was pretty hilarious.
Coming out of the cell, crying, being mean, crying.
At least we know he knows how to cry.
He does. He
and he can be mean.
He can cry the drop of a hat.
And then he can be the happy-go-lucky. I love the part where him and Cody Rhodes fought each other, and they showed the video clip of all his WrestleMania moments. And one time he was at the WWF New York, the little restaurant. He's like, WrestleMania, baby, woo! And that was all he did for that WrestleMania, was just stand there, hold a baby, WrestleMania, baby, woo! And that was it. It's pretty sad. He's had a lackluster career, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's a big, huge, giant guy.
This is not the guy we're talking about.
No.
We're totally off the one we picked.
But we're talking about people that should be rarely used. Mark Henry should be rarely used.
Mark Henry's the one that will go in.
But even though Mark Henry should be rarely used, when they use him rarely, he should be used as a monster.
Yes.
Not as a happy-go-lucky.
No.
The sexual chocolate was good for its day. That's funny.
That was the Attitude Era.
Yes. But after all that, he should have been used as a monster all the time.
That's true.
That's why you rarely use him. Just like with Brock.
But now we had should be Mark Henry, might be Brutus Beefcake, and not at all Sabu.
It's a pretty sad list right there, I'll be honest with you.
It is a pretty sad list.
Mid-card, baby, mid-card!
Well, they only got pretty much one main eventer when they do, so.
That's
one
true.
Main eventer, one dead main eventer, tag team, Coco,
Manager when they can figure out, there's managers in life.
Oh, we're not like women.
We gotta have a celebrity, don't put a manager in there.
Celebrity, yeah. Well, let's go to what's next.
Oh.
The biggest matches that we should have booked in the 90s, but did not.
And ironic is, in part 3, this will be the meanest backstage feuds. These two guys right here.
Oh, yeah.
How interesting. Hey, look, I wonder if Brutus signed that. Hi-yo! Shout out, man, shout out!
For number 2 this week.
That was a good one.
This is almost over with. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior 2 in 1991.
That was pretty fun.
It was fun. And they should have had another match.
They should have.
This time they would have had another match.
They did in WCW.
Hogan had to get his win back, which he did in WCW, which caused a lot of trouble.
Ah, my face is burning.
But you can't see them on the network for only $9.99.
I don't know how to light paper. Anyway, it's flash paper, people. It's supposed to work certain ways.
He went out of WWE with flash paper on the camera. So.
Hey! That actually worked correctly, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. One of the greatest rematches that WWE never booked became a rare opportunity for WCW. I didn't read ahead on this. To capitalize on, but it was about 7 years too late. In 1990, the Intercontinental Champion challenged the WWF Champion in a title versus title match. Oh, it sounds like Roman versus Gavin.
See, that was the Ultimate Challenge, which back then, when they gave a name like that, the person pretty much won.
So this will be the Empire Challenge.
Gravest Challenge.
Hogan and Undertaker?
Yeah, but Undertaker won. Ultimate Challenge.
Ultimate Warrior won. Yes. So what I said was the Empire Challenge.
The Empire Challenge, yep.
Anyway, so it's the title versus title match of the main event of WrestleMania 6. It also happened to feature the first babyface versus babyface main event, and it was unprecedented.
That's why it won. That's why it advanced in our tournament.
Exactly. These two superstars killed it that night, and fans couldn't wait to see the rematch. Plans were tentatively made to have the two headline 1991's WrestleMania and attempt to break the WrestleMania 3 indoor attendance record.
That's right. That's where it was supposed to be in the Coliseum.
But then they went with Sergeant Slaughter and they went into the little tiny building.
Yep.
Yeah, so sad, right?
And the Warrior.
And he left, right?
Took on Savage.
Oh, Savage in the career, yeah. Whatever it's called.
Should be loser
Retirement
but it
match.
was career match, yes.
As 1990 progressed, however, several factors caused the event to undergo changes to its card. Escalation in the Middle East, the Gulf War, the return of Sergeant Slaughter, a drop in business, pinned on the Warriors title reign. Because, when Hogan's champion, drop in business would never even put on him.
That sounds like John Cena, too.
Right.
And Roman Reigns.
Ooh. So drop in business pinned on the Ultimate Warriors title reign were all reasons that led to Vince McMahon's decision to feature a WrestleMania 7 main event of Hogan versus Slaughter for the WWF Championship. Hogan was all but guaranteed to get his win back if the rematch with Warrior was produced by WWE. But the company would have had a much better chance at breaking their own attendance record at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum instead of having to switch arenas to the LA Sports Arena under the guise of security concerns. On the other hand, the changes resulted in one of the greatest storylines and feuds in the WWE's history, culminating in one of the greatest moments in company history when the Ultimate Warrior faced the Macho King, Randy Savage, in a career-ending match. Regardless of whether it was booked for WrestleMania 7 or SummerSlam 91 or another possible date, the historic significance of Warrior and Hogan 2 would have surpassed almost anything else Hogan was involved in for the rest of his WWF run.
That is true.
But it was under the guise. Remember, it was the guise.
Yes.
They disguised it because they didn't have to move Sergeant Slaughter's family to safety. They didn't have to. It wasn't because people were threatening to kill Sergeant Slaughter. It's because of low numbers.
Yeah.
But do you think that that's the way they put it on there because they didn't want to say it was Hogan's fault because Hogan was the champion at the time, right?
No, Warrior was.
No, at the time of that WrestleMania.
Yeah, no,
Slaughter
was champion. He took it from Warrior at Royal Rumble.
Right.
Thanks to Savage.
So they don't want to put it on Slaughter.
So the first of the year had to make a decision. You know, that's when they changed.
So that's what I'm saying. They don't want to put it on Slaughter that it was his fault for low record numbers or whatever for that arena. So instead, they put it off on the Gulf War situation and Sergeant Slaughter being a heel that we had to move it to another arena.
Yes.
But do you think that if Hogan and Warrior 2 would have happened, that they could have filled up that bigger arena?
Yes.
And they wouldn't have had to worry about, the Gulf War.
Nope, they could have filled it up. I think they could have built it up good enough to where.
Right.
So.
And then what would have happened to Savage and Slaughter that way?
That would have been interesting. They might have had a match together. Slaughter would have Savage probably would have turned face and took on.
To lead into them too.
Yeah. Or that could have been totally different way. Somebody else could have ended Savage's career if he was leaving. So. But next week, which will be number one, be the last
Number one, it'll be
Hulk Hogan versus Bret Hart, 1993.
Hogan and all these dream matchups.
All getting out of these matches, it didn't happen.
Right.
But up next, we'll go to the PWI 500. Top 10, number 9, Dean Ambrose. He was the WWE champion during this time.
He was the Intercontinental Champion.
His key wins were against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze, Dolph Ziggler, and Chris Jericho.
Key losses: Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, and AJ Styles.
And last year, he was number 13 now.
So does he deserve the number 9 spot?
More closer, probably 6 or 7, I would say, since he was the champion and the Intercontinental champion.
But it all depends on what 1 through 8 is, too.
Yeah. But I would say, yeah.
I mean, he deserves to be in the top 10.
Yeah,
he deserves a better number than 13.
Yes.
So
he has improved. Well, now next year, will he improve more, or will he go back to the teens?
Because he has kind of dropped off a little bit. I mean,
Yes.
he's still the title picture, but the focus is not completely on him.
No. I would say he either stays status quo, now 8, 9, 10, or he jumps into the 13, 14, 15.
Right.
He'll be no worse than 15 unless something happens. Like
an injury or something.
Yeah, so if he's taken out, he will drop farther. If he continues to wrestle, he'll be around between now 9 and 15 next year.
Yeah. But yes, he definitely deserved better than 13, so I agree with being in the top 10. But next time we do the show, it will be about number 8, Seth Rollins.
And I think he's number 8 because he missed part of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Injury.
Injury.
Definitely Seth would have been top 5 if he wouldn't have missed. Right. So we'll talk about Seth next time. But let's go on to our next part. WWE stars that failed as the guy. Number 4, the Ultimate.
We've been talking about him a lot.
Warrior. Him and Hogan, I know.
Makeup's interesting.
But he's not wearing the he's wearing the WWE title, but he's not wearing the freaking jumpsuit yet.
Yeah, the jumpsuit was pretty stupid.
They're all bobbed up weird.
Yeah, that's true. They thought it was a totally different person. That's Gary Bonner!
That's why Hogan and Sting, Sid are in the main event, so Warrior can come back anytime. Warrior can come back in the middle of the card. Didn't have to be in the main event for Warrior to come back.
The Ultimate Warrior was the first person to get a legitimate chance at passing Hulk Hogan for the position of the guy.
That is true.
It's true.
That's why everybody loved it.
During the Hulkamania era in WWE, Warrior's intensity and face paint and unpredictability made him a hit among the fans.
Yep, they're tired of old Hogan.
You were either a Hulkamaniac or you were a warrior.
right. Because what's Hogan? Punch, 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 whipping the ropes, big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Somebody else.
The rise culminated with him defeating Hogan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 6, like we were talking about.
Yep.
And Warrior's title reign went down as a complete failure in many respects. The responsibility that comes along with being champion extends outside of the wrestling ring, and Warrior floundered. Wrestlers felt Warrior was among the most disrespectful performers, and he didn't want to endear himself to the locker room. That resulted in various forms of drama that can't exist with a world champion. Warrior also couldn't hack it in following Hogan's record-breaking numbers, and the WWE ended up having to make the move back to Hogan a year later. And let's not forget, Warrior was an atrocious in-ring performer that made the mediocre Hogan look better by proxy.
Well, you're going that way with Hogan had to take the title back a year later. I guess Savage was the same way then.
That he was too mediocre, and so they had to go back to.
They saved it, had it for a year.
Numbers, yeah.
Had it for a year, and Hogan got it back.
They could be saying that the Macho's numbers weren't good. It's all about a business. It's about
the business number, yeah.
But next time, a man that held the belt for an entire year and beat the champion in 8 seconds.
On a house show.
On a house show.
Which is like very hard.
Beat the old man Bob Backlund. Let's make Darren Young great again.
Yeah.
That man is Diesel. He failed as the guy.
He did, which is not surprising. But let's go on and finish up this week with our storybook. There it is. There it went. The Tom O'Reilly story time, and we have unfinished WWE storylines that remain a mystery. Chapter 4, the McMahon Lockbox.
Interesting stuff.
We all forgot about the lockbox.
We really did. I forgot all about it. We talked
Shane
about it
had all
time.
that stuff in the lockbox, and if he lost to Undertaker, he had to turn it over to Vince, and he would never run Raw. But I don't know if he turned over and he ran Raw. So.
Maybe he was happy with getting it turned over. Vince was like, okay, you can run it anyway. Another thing about Shane McMahon's ascent to the position of SmackDown Commissioner makes sense. He started prior to this year's WrestleMania, but didn't start going off the rails until shortly after. Shane made a headline-topping return to Monday Night Raw. Reaction was huge. It really was.
It was.
And it demanded that his father, Vince, let him run to these flagship shows. Shane's trump card was a secretive lockbox that he'd apparently held on to for years. And if the contents were revealed to the world, some of Vince's deepest, darkest secrets would be exposed, and the chairman would be besmirched. Weird. Seemingly worried about the box's contents, Vince made a compromise. You defeat an opponent of my choosing at WrestleMania, and you can run Raw. But the lockbox must go unopened. Shane was defeated by The Undertaker, but rather bizarrely given an authority figure role in spite of that fact.
No.
But what happened to the lockbox of secrets? Nothing, apparently. Shane's loss meant that it was never likely to be opened anyway. But WWE seemingly buried it without as much as a post-WrestleMania mention. The lockbox was a vital storytelling device when it came to booking Shane in the match and his current role in the first place. Yet, it was completely cast aside during the Angle's illogical conclusion. When you play up the contents as something so important that Vince was willing to put control of his top TV show on the line, you have to pay it off. But WWE completely failed to do so.
I don't know, it's just, that's one of the bad problems with WWE. Sometimes they finish storylines out and you're like, okay, I'm glad they finished out. And sometimes they just like...
Because it says if you defeat an opponent of my choosing, you can run Raw, but leave the lockbox unopened. So...
That was written wrong. No.
It was written wrong?
Yes. He had to beat Undertaker.
Right.
Yeah, and he had to beat Undertaker and give the box to Vince. Vince gets what's in the box.
Regardless if you won or lost?
No. If he lost.
If he lost, the box had to go. See, they did. So they did type it wrong there.
Yes. No.
Guys.
If he lost, Vince gets the box, and Shane goes away. Shane lost.
So I guess Vince got the box and Shane didn't go away.
Shane became, because the crowd went, yes, yes, yes. And he said, okay, I'll give you a chance tonight. And then we just went from there.
And it was every night until all of a sudden SmackDown goes, ah!
Yep.
But next time on Top Rope Reality Story Time.
Chapter 5.
Chapter number 5, G. T. V.
And I think that could work today. If you want to let secrets out. Yeah, he is a I do.
That's true.
I think it is. And the broadcaster just like, what was that? What? You know,
But you know what? Sometimes I think we don't need a payoff, because when you get a payoff, it sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. The anonymous general manager was Hornswoggle.
when it should have been somebody else. Who was it supposed to be?
Triple H.
Triple H.
It's supposed to be Triple H the whole time. Would have been okay.
Vince McMahon's son.
Hornswoggle.
Instead of Mr. Kennedy.
Exactly. Another payoff. Shocked. And GTV probably would have sucked if they revealed who it was.
They never knew.
Could have been Gene TV for Gene Oakland. Ha! He was in WCW at the time.
Could have been Eugene TV. Gold Dust.
Gilbert. Could have been an array of things. Or it could have opened a door for a new character.
Yes.
But they never revealed who it was, and after Vince Russo left, it
did.
So it should have been called RTV
Yes.
Russo Television.
I know.
Because I think after he left, it kind of went away. So
VTV, at least think it's Vince.
true, VTV.
But yeah.
So yes, but
So
next
right back could be R right back to you.
there you go. Or RVD TV. You
How
know?
about the Gobbledygook or TV?
Oh my word. Another horrible payoff. What's in the egg?
It's the Undertaker.
It was supposed to be the Undertaker. at
Oh my
one
God,
point.
he wouldn't be where he is today.
No, he would have been dead on the ground at the very moment.
Yes. Well, that is it, folks, for this
Don't forget.
episode.
Episode 130, Facebook Live.
It's gonna be special.
We're gonna have 4 segments,
They're gonna all be live.
so we're gonna cut them off. Obviously,
Yeah, of course.
we're not gonna go straight through.
No, we're gonna come
We're not gonna do episode 1 over again.
No.
We will cut them off, and we will trim down our time. We're gonna make we gonna work on that
We're working on time.
to make sure that the live thing doesn't prolong itself.
Yeah, we won't ramble on like we normally
Yes,
do.
that's true. We will keep to the facts and keep to what we usually do,
Yes.
but in a timely manner.
Yes. But next time, right here on Top of Reality, we'll talk about ringside news. Will TNA
Still be around.
still be in business? We know they're going to be at the end
Who
of the
else
year.
is going to sue them?
And yeah, who else is going to sue them? Who else is going to leave the company? Who else is going to... You know?
How many wrestlers are going to start flying away from it?
Yeah.
You already got the...
And when they finish their tapings?
I heard that they're literally right now been taping the deletion episode at Matt
That's good,
Hardy's compound.
Because, you know, they stopped that, you know, so...
Exactly. But yes, we'll pay-per-view review. We'll continue with Bound for Glory.
Yep,
3 more.
3 more of those.
WWE stars that failed as the guy. Diesel. We finish up the biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 90s, but did not. Brett versus Hogan.
Yep.
Correct? Is that what I said?
Yep, Top Rope Reality Story Time, Chapter 5, GTV. PWF 500 Top 10, number 8.
Seth Rollins.
Plus, in Part 3, a new segment, who benefited most from the brand split.
And who did?
And so much more.
Always.
That's why it runs so long.
We talk about politics. We talk about The Walking Dead.
Right.
Which is it coming on now?
It is.
Oh. No.
8.
8.
8
Oh, we
Central.
got done plenty of time this time.
8 Central.
Oh!
So that's the Walking Dead.
Yes, they're screaming and hollering.
But till next
Play ball! Okay.
I know, why? They're supposed to see Zoe. Remember the Cubs won.
Exactly. Once the Cubs win, baseball should be retired. Let's finish it with the Cubs and never play baseball again.
Jeez. But as always, I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a card.
And we'll see you next time right here on Top Rope Radio on YouTube and Facebook.
And Facebook Live!
Episode 130. Don't forget. Yes. We'll see you next time.